Today I'm excited to walk through how to make an 8x8 custom paper album completely from a blank template. Look at all the templates that are available to you, but we are going to actually start with a blank template today. This means that we can do this completely from scratch. One of the great parts of this is that we can upload our own photos on any of the custom designer, but we'll also be able to design this in any way we'd like. So you can see that the Creative Memories logo is on here on the back, but everything else is up to you. Let's scroll through and see how all of the pages here are blank, and the front cover and back cover are blank as well. If we actually zoom out, you can see the full spread here as well. So this will just familiarize yourself a bit with what you'll be ordering and what we'll be designing here today. So let's zoom in and let's get started. Now let's look at the front cover. There is the photo section at the top, then there's the text section, we have our layout section, then backgrounds to pick your pages, borders, and then elements for all of the extra added items. In backgrounds, we'll pick our pages. I'm selecting Painted Gardens, so I can select any of these pages to decorate my own pages. You can see that there are all of these other pages I could use. However, I will just simply drag and drop any of the pages that I'd like in here, and I'm making my own custom album this way. See, I will continue to do this and design my full album and have all of these backgrounds completely unique for me. As I scroll through, I'm just simply dragging and dropping each page. You could do this with the DIY two-tones, and you can do this with the pages that are available. All of these are free for your use, and this is what my album will look like. Now let's go ahead and see our next spot. In Photos here, when I click them, I can see my previous uploads, which I can click into, or I could upload photos again. I will select from my previous uploads. First, I can drag and drop into a layout like this. Layouts can show you exactly how the page would look, or you can transform and toggle this design to exactly what you would like. You can use pan and zoom to make this larger, or move around the photo to see exactly where you would like it to fit, or you can use the transform tool to toggle around. This is a great way to be able to make this page exactly what you'd like and be able to customize your design to be exactly yours. Different layouts will give you different options. So if I clicked this, I can move it around, or I could keep it how it was originally. Using pan and zoom again, I'm able to move this to be completely custom to me and show the parts of the photo that are right for my album. Now I'm on to my title. When I click text, I have different font options. I can make this bold, italic, or underlined, and I can even change the alignment and color. Looking through all the colors, I will select what I like, and then I can go ahead and type into the text box for my title. Seeing the title text change in the box will change exactly that way on the page. Make sure that if you see this orange on there, you'll have to make sure that the size changes or that the text box moves in so that it'll print properly. This is a warning saying you're going a bit off of the page. When you transform this and move this around the page, you'll use transform. You can duplicate your text so that you have this in another area, the exact same, or you can alter this text or add a new text box. I've opted to duplicate this and then alter from there. You can see changing the text in the text box again will change it on the page, and I can alter all of those stylings. Maneuvering my page around with those small shifts is easy with the transform tool, and I'm making that cover look exactly how I'd like. Now I can go into elements. I'm clicking the Painted Garden elements, but you could choose whatever is right for you. By selecting the ones that are right for you, you can simply drag and drop those like you do with the pages before, and then you can use the transform tool to change their size or their angle. I'm changing the size of this and positioning it on the back cover. Now I'm going back to elements, and when I go back and scroll all the way to the bottom, there are tonal journal boxes. I am going to grab one of these circles, place it and change its color from this gray. Now I can actually reshape this to fit behind here, and I'm going to click Send to Back. Now you can see that I have this great space that I could journal after when this is printed, or I could type now. I will add a text box and type on this right now. So this is a great way for me to have a fun little custom element for me to have on the page. This is something that if I printed later and I did not type on it, I could use my own penmanship and show that as a great way to have something special and unique as well. So there are many ways you can customize your page, and it's totally up to you. Picking your color, now you can see all of the options. And what's so exciting is once you pick a color for your page or your album in total, those colors will be saved in the color picker for later. We'll revisit this when we come back to the color picker. I will type in my text, and then I will make sure that this fits properly. Once I edit it in the text box, it edits directly on the page as well. Now I can transform this and make sure it fits properly. And I can see that this is going to make a great card for all of the family. I can reshape this. And then I can just resize it simply and make sure it's positioned the way that I would like it to be. And now that's looking great. In preview, you can see the pages exactly how they'll print, and in edit, you can go back into them. Now I'll go ahead and I can see what I want to do on my next page. First, I want to take a look at the photos. I can see that there's one on this photo that I've already used. If I pull it in again, I can see there's the number 2 because it's been used twice. If I click delete once, it's gone, and delete twice, the frame is gone. Now if I pull the photo in again and I click background, it becomes the full page. So you can actually print a full album of all background pages if you'd like, or just do 1 page or 2, however you'd like. I'm going to go ahead and delete this and move on to layout. In layout, you can select 1 photo, 2 photo, 3, whatever you'd like for inspiration on the layouts you'd like. You can drag in that layout just like you would a page, and this is how you can put in your pictures. I'm going to throw in the photos from here, deciding which ones I'd like in each frame. I've positioned in this photo. I can zoom in and move it around and show the part that I'd like. Now I'll drag and drop this photo and place in the part that I'd like. I'm actually going to use that box below, not as a photo, but as a tonal journal box to be able to describe what's happening on this page. So let's go ahead and grab a square and use that as a bit of a guide. These green and pink rules help me determine if I am straight on the page and where that's fitting. I'll go ahead and delete that box. Now the photo frame is gone, and I can ensure that that's fitting. Now I can go ahead and adjust that photo to fit a bit more like I'd like. I see that green line helping me adjust, and I can change the color of that tonal journal box. And this is looking great. Now let's go ahead and move forward. I've adjusted the photo a bit, and now I'm really starting to like how this looks. Going back to this first page here, I'm going to go and add elements. In Painted Garden, I've loved a lot of these, and I want to stick to that theme. So I'll select the one that's correct for me. I'll drag and drop it onto the page, use the transform anchor to place it where I'd like, and now I can transform. If I zoom in, I can have a bit more help of getting this to where I'd like. So I'll use this magnifying tool to ensure that I can get there. I can guide around the page, and now positioning that down there. I could add elements in person when this is printed out, or I can use these digital elements. That's one of the exciting parts of this, is that I can constantly change this to be exactly what I'd like it to be. I'll go ahead and add my text, typing in the box to show exactly what I'd like it to say. I can transform it, and I can duplicate that to make sure that it's the same styling there. Now I'm going to unbold it, and I will type in exactly what I'd like this to all say here as well. This is starting to look great and really fill out. I could also go ahead and not type on this, and I could use journaling in person when I get this later. Again, custom is so great for this, and this paper album allows you to do so much with that. Now I will go ahead and add one more element to this page, just pulling in the item I'd like, going ahead and transforming, and positioning where I want on the page, and that really looks great. Let's move on to the next. I'm going to go ahead and pull in a photo that I'd like to span the page. I will go ahead and select it, stretch it, and position it where I'd like with the transform tool and anchor. Now that that's there, I can get it exactly like I'd like, and I'm clicking border to add the weight and color that I'd like. The color is already saved there for my color picker that I've already used, and now this is starting to look great. I can position it exactly as I need, and it's starting to look great. I can add elements onto this, and you can do this later if you'd like as well, but I'll be adding digital elements on this today. So here we go. I've added this, and I'm using the anchor again to position it and transform it. And I'm actually going to go back and change that color because you can go ahead and do that at any point on the custom product. Great. Now I'm going into the second page of the spread. I'm going to select layout, and I want to add 2 photos here. So I'll select a 2-photo layout, click it, and now pull in the photos that I'd like. Once I have those, I can simply drag and drop them into the section I want, pan and zoom so it shows the areas that I want the photos to highlight, and then I'm going to go ahead and add text and elements to this page to really flesh it out. And that will look great. Now this page is getting in those final steps, and I can actually view it in preview once I have that set. And I can flip to my next page and get started. So now I have my purple pages where I will select the layout for here and what I'm looking for. First, I'm going to pull in the photo that I want to highlight. I want this to be on the main page and the second one to follow on the second page. These 2 photos will be highlighted in unique ways. I'm going to stretch this photo large and then use pan and zoom to really highlight this next section. So this is a great way to really dynamically cut apart the page. Now I am actually going to use elements to brighten this up. I can transform them and position them where I'd like, and I'm going to use this fun one here to help tagline this photo. But I'd like to add a border to make it pop. So again, I'll choose the weight, and the colors are already saved, so this is looking great. Let's add a tonal journal box next so that we can actually be able to type onto here or write on it later. I will choose a rectangle, and I'm going to rotate this, reshape it, change its color, and the colors again are already saved from what I've previously used, or I could pick something brand new, and I'm actually going to duplicate it and have a new color placed there to create a shadowed effect. I'll place that, and now I can go ahead and add my text box. I need to make sure that this fits on the page properly. Once it's there, I can add my type that I'm looking for and use all the stylings that I'm hoping for. I'll go ahead and type the message, and once that's set, this page is looking great. Now that we've gone ahead and finished this page up, all the little details of the page are set, I can flip on to my next. I want to add 2 large photos here that'll have the same shape on both pages. So I will select the photos I'm looking for, and then I will go ahead and transform them. Here's my one photo on page 6. I will stretch it with the transform tool, and now I will select my other photo for page 7 so that it will fit in the same space and they can sit next to each other nicely. As I place this, I realized that I might want the lighter photo to start first. I could go ahead and do this all over again, or I can go into reorganize and actually flip these pages around since they are pretty identical. So I will zoom back out or click the reorganize tool, and when I get there, I can actually just use that anchor and flip the pages. Once I've done that and selected the pages, I can zoom back out and you can see that the pages have now flipped entirely. This saved a lot of time. Now let's change that background because this is a bit busy, and with custom, you can change anything at any time. So I've gone ahead and found a little simpler background here, and I'm going to go ahead and add text now just to caption those photos and add some special memories here. So I'll go ahead and type my moments. I'll duplicate that text box so I can replicate that on the bottom and not have to do those stylings once more. And now that page is looking great. Let's move on to the next. For For this final spread, I really want a photo to take control of the whole spread. So I have this fun photo of the family actually playing games that I have a really nice horizontal shot of. I'll click background once I've dragged it, and now I'm going to click spread. And so it's taken over both pages, and now I can transform it using the pan and zoom tool to move it down. Now it has this beautiful 2-page photo here, and I'm actually going to add some elements just to enhance it a bit. But it is a really gorgeous and custom way to enhance your memories. I've added in some fun elements here, and now I'll actually add a tonal journal box just to caption this as well. But it is a really fun way for you to be able to show those big moments. So I'll pull in the tonal journal box that I'm hoping for. I'll actually place it where I'd like. Go ahead and change the color with that color picker tool. And I'm going to do the same thing as before, adding another one to add a nice little shadowed effect. And then I'm going to use this as a text box. Again, you could type on it or you could write on it later. I'm choosing today, after I've transformed this entirely to the place that I'd like it to be, to go ahead and type on it. So I'll use the text box here, add a new box, and then write in my fun message. Make sure that all those memories are kept right here. Use the stylings that you'd like, place them in, and simply add that message. And now I can go back and see this page or zoom out and see all of my pages by clicking Preview, you see it fully, or Edit to go back. Now I can flip through my pages and I have the ability to go back and go through all of them. This is a great way for you to be able to capture those memories, capture group memories, and share these out, or you can share them and have people work on them together later. We can't wait to see what you do with yours.